after he already, so he cleans up the attack, but there's still so much more stuff.
Yeah,
From
the interesting thing is
Hero.
the supply is actually every engagement seems to lose so many Marines, but the supply is 40 in favor of Firebat Hero right now.
Yeah.
Drop the third, a lot of damaged Marines coming in, but plenty of Lings I think are going to clean this up, no problem. And gets a fungal off, and probably will chain fungal this. No, that's the medevacs live. Actually, he didn't have enough energy, that's why.
There's a lot of barracks with no add-ons here, which is kind of interesting. He should be able to just put reactors on these if he's planning on making a ton of Marines.
Especially since he's sitting on 700 gas and 2,000 minerals right now, I think.
Yeah. His macro isn't the best, but that happens when you are on 4 bases. So I don't really blame him. Sig, on the other hand, has pretty good macro, but he hasn't been able to take as many bases. So I guess that evens out. And actually, Sig is catching up in supply now because Firebat Hero hasn't been engaging. The reason why Firebat Hero has been up on supply the entire time is he's been able to snipe down a ton of the infestors, a ton like Zerglings. If you think about it, they actually take up quite a bit of supply. Like they're expendable, but if you lose like 60 of them, that's 30 supply. So that's why it seems like Sig has been losing a ton of supply the entire time.
Yep. Now I like this Ultralisk switch out of Sig here. It's actually interesting because Ultralisks are normally kind of a disaster unit against Terran.
Yeah. But it does make
against
sense
Marines.
Marines.
Marines can only do so much. They're even at +2, they're 8 damage right now. While meanwhile, this Ultralisk has the +3 armor with the chitness plating almost done, and that's going to be 5 armor. These Marines are going to be 3 damage at a time.
Yeah. We were actually talking about this in Facebook chat earlier about how Marines do very little damage to Ultralisks who have that armor upgrade. So maybe he was thinking of that, and he decided, based on that, that he should be able
with the ability to get a lot of fungals here, and 3 ghosts cloaked. Nails really good EMPs. Doesn't quite have enough to finish off the last 2 infestors. But there's only going to be a couple fungals here for Sick. That's really going to slow down this push. With only 2 or 3 fungals.
So he does get the ghosts, which is pretty good. The Terran is, at this point, actually has really bad macro. There's nothing in production. And he's not
6,000 minerals.
I'm not sure what's going on.
The build seems to have been really well executed up to this point, but now he's sitting on, maybe 12
there's literally
nothing
nothing in production. I'm not sure what's going on. If we look at the APM tab, actually, it's still, he's sitting at about 100-ish APM. I mean,
I think
I'm not sure what's going on.
But
and now there was a lot of stuff in production. He's getting +3/+3, and he has 11 Marines in production. And a ton of other stuff. There's also a Raven coming down.
Perfect right here. There's really not much that Firebat Hero can do to stop this. If he tries to bring the Marines down, these infestors now have enough energy to fungal. He's going to be able to land some really good fungals. And Ultralisk on top of the Planetary already. Planetary is almost certainly going to go down. And 1 Ultralisk going up there to spot the Marines. A lot of Marines run down to try and probably get the infestors. But as these Marines regroup up, Infestor Ultralisk is just going to do really well against them. These Ultralisks don't even seem to be really taking damage. As they just rip through these Marines. 6 armor for Sick right now.
And he throws on a couple
the Marines are doing 2 damage a shot.
Just in case they will need it, but they really won't. And we see 40 Lings in production. Still a couple more Lings, and we see a couple Marines in production as well. Firebat Hero actually is on 1 mining base right now, and it's not actually mining. So, but he still has a ton of money in the bank that he could potentially use for this.
Yeah, but these Ultralisks are just absolutely destroying everything. 3 fully energy to help infestors coming in here should help a lot. But I mean, those Ultralisks just doing so well right now.
At this point, the Terran actually has 0 mining bases. So, at some point, his bank is going to run out. But the Zerg, on the other hand, is on 2 mining bases, but one of them has only just started mining. No, actually, he's on 3 mining bases. If you count the natural at the 1 o'clock, is it? Yeah. There's an engagement. A couple of Zerglings get killed, but I mean they're cheap. It's not a big deal. There's a couple Marines that should be able to just get destroyed by the Ultralisks, though. Yeah, Sick at this point is up a ton of food from that last engagement. He needs to just clear out this tank.
Yeah, the one tank's not going to be a problem, and here come the Ultralisks. He's got 9 Ultralisks, and there's really not much these Marines can do against him.
Yeah, he has no energy on the go, so he can't actually do anything. Though he did try to. I think he landed a couple of snipes, though it really doesn't make that much of a difference because Ultralisks still have a lot of health anyway.
Firebat here actually does a good job kind of holding the line there with those Marines in that tank. But, you know, look, 54 Lings on the way, Spire's going up.
Yeah.
And the food differential is now 40 in the favor of Sick.
Yeah. And Firebat Hero has lost most of his bank, so he's completely oversaturated his one last mining base. He needs to flow maybe his main or something to one of the other bases.
He's mining gas from his main. I think that's why he's keeping that there.
Yeah.
He's distance mining gas from his natural.
Yeah.
I think this is heavily in Sick's favor right now, though.
Yeah. He's up 40 food, and Firebat Hero, most of his food is actually in SCVs, I think. So the food differential is actually larger than what it appears.
Yep, and his Ultralisks just crushing through good fungals out of Sick.
And even if this doesn't work, we have 4 Ultralisks in production and 40 Lings against 15 Marines. So even if he somehow holds this off, he's still going to have to deal with a huge reinforcement push.
I think this is essentially the game right here. These 5 Ultralisks just won't die to scattered Marines. And there's the GG.
GG well played.
Coming out of Firebat Hero.
Yeah. So, Northwestern's any pro tips? Don't go Mass Marine?
Build something other than Marines? It's kind of cool strategy out of Firebat here. I liked it, but I think Sick did a really good job responding to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was. Yeah. Plus, having 6,000 minerals at one point when you're making nothing but mineral-only units is probably bad macro. Snipe type with loot drops. Could only find a spawning pool. Oh! That's why the spawning pool's not where it was before. He rebuilt it.
Did he kill it?
Yeah, he killed the spawning pool.
I entirely missed that when he killed the spawning pool.
Not enough views for Smiley.
Ooh, and there's a dance out of Sick. I didn't know Ultralisks could dance. That's pretty awesome.
I missed that. Oh, just dance too.
That's what I just learned as well, Jay. That's pretty awesome. So many different units dance, wow.
If you're just tuning into the stream, the reason why Sick is being so bad manoed is because the match is already over. And he's just messing around. That's why Zerg is overpowered. They have more units that can dance. Because if you think about it, like Protoss units, it's just like you have the Zealot, and those die really quickly. So after you won the engagement and you're in the opponent's natural, you can't slash dance your Zealots because they're probably going to be dead already.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Well, it's too bad we lost 0-3, okay. But it's a good game to cap it off.
It was fun. So, yeah, we'll see you guys next time, and I'm gonna